Hey, my name is Giraffe Rees, and this is Brütal Legend, a unique little gem from the 7th generation. On paper, this game was made for me, but I only played it briefly at a friend's house. This game is steeped in the aesthetic and culture of heavy metal music. Multiple artists lent their work, but a few legends even lent their likeness and voices. With that in mind, I'll cut to the chase. I decided to make this video in honor of Ozzy Osbourne passing away. Brütal Legend is a game I always planned to review, and following Ozzy's passing, itch.io gave the game away for free for 666 minutes as a small gesture. That convinced me that, yep, now is the time. So in whatever small way I can, I dedicate this video to the memory of Ozzy Osbourne. I love you, Ozzy. You were one of my earliest introductions to metal. So let's crack this game open and start hearing the Brütal Legend. The game opens to live action of Jack Black, which looks more like the beginning of a Jackass prank. The framing device of this game is that we're experiencing an amazing concept album that tells the story we're about to play through. In that sense, the album is about Eddie Riggs, an incredible roadie in a world that's moved past the old school heavy metal he loves. He gets isekai'd into a world made entirely of album covers where demons rule. Eddie grabs an axe for self-defense and his beloved guitar, Nevin. The game is a hack and slash similar to Darksiders or Dante's Inferno, just going off the setting. You have basic melee swings, ranged lightning attacks, block, dodge roll, it's all very standard. You also regenerate health like a Call of Duty character, so combat clearly isn't meant to blow you away. It's more than functional, but I'm much more interested in every metal fan's dream girl who just casually shows up. This is Oilia, a member of the human resistance. She befriends Eddie insanely fast. I mean, she lets you fastball special her within 60 seconds of meeting. You don't just let strangers do that. She explains that our axe is special and we gotta go, cause the demons are gonna want it. Eddie is established to be a master handyman. He builds a freaking car the way a Lego character would. After encountering a giant worm boss, we escape, and start putting the moves on Oilia.
Can't wait to show it to Lars.
Oh no, another man's name. You know, when I got isekai, just sort of assumed any girl I met would only have a functional idea of what a man is. You know, just to give me the open runway. We quickly reach the resistance, which is in fact 3 people and a dream. Oilia, Lita, who is Lars' sister, and Lars himself.
Don't be intimidated, Squidward. Try to imagine him in his underwear. Oh no, he's hot!
Okay, let's calm down. We look like Jack Black, yes, but a perfect idealized version of Jack Black. We still got a chance here. We explain who we are, and turns out there's a prophecy about us. But there's some confusion between the original Greek and King James interpretations, so we're either here to save or destroy the world. Lars seems pretty chill and believes we're here to help. So perfect body, hair, fashion sense, nice face, and has all the qualities of a just king. Don't worry, Eddie. We can prove ourselves another way. Eddie decides to be the roadie for the resistance. He'll organize and manage things, including building our numbers. We find out that all the men are slaves in a mine, while all the women are slaves in a pleasure palace. The men would be immediately useful, so the plan is to rescue them, and with that army, rescue the women. On the way, we meet the Guardian of Metal, played by Ozzy, who is our generic upgrades guy. You earn currency for finishing mandatory or side quests to spend here. Aside from the weapons you mount to your car, the upgrades didn't do much for me. The combat ones never proved their worth, so I ended up ignoring upgrades for most of the game. Never had an issue. Once at the mine, I have a thought. They have acid wash jeans, spiked van braces, and black chokers, but not pickaxes? The men mine by headbanging to the rock. Eddie tears up because he knows these boys should really be headbanging to metal. I love this depiction of heavy metal fans as slack-jawed mutants who only have one purpose: headbanging. Eddie plays one riff and starts a riot. You give orders to the units, which seriously surprised me. I had never seen anything about this game that would suggest it isn't just a hack and slash with occasional driving. To my shock, the majority of this game is you playing Commander, but let's hold that thought. We continue raising troops until we catch the Warden's attention. This boss fight is neat. You just need to figure out how to drop rocks on him, and then we escape back to HQ. Oilia couldn't wait the 30 minutes this all took me, so she tried saving the women on her own and got messed up. Both of them were running together, but the other disciple outran Eddie and reached the tomb first. Apparently there's a healer Lars wants to take her to, so Eddie decides to drive them to— oh god. So that running scene was actually to establish that Lars is insanely fast. In like 20 seconds he ran an entire quest objective away, which is a standard unit of measurement. We have to fight our way up to the healer, Killmaster, who is played by Lemmy Kilmister. Much like in real life, he heals using his base. Unfortunately, he needs bigger strings for this job, so we go for a quick fight against Shelob and rush back with the strings. Oilia wakes up and gives Lars the credit. Lady, he ran faster than me to pick you up. Is that the part that mattered to you? Is this the 2nd grade? Lemmy decides to join our army as healer units, and we do a quest with Oilia to get long-range units. Turns out she did free some girls, but got hurt because she was trying to turn these wild boars into crossbows. Oh. As usual, it's back to HQ. Oh no, they're playing Hall of the Mountain King by Sabotage? I can't play a video game while that's on. I gotta close my eyes and imagine I'm cleaving through hordes of enemies with a sword of lightning. I don't want to harp on this, so I'll confirm what we already know. The soundtrack is stunning. It's less of a video game OST, more of a Guitar Hero track list. This is a huge boon for the game, but it makes this video kinda hard to make. I always use OST music to set the mood, but all of this is licensed. I just hope I find a good substitute. I decided to do some side quests, and they're nice. Very quick, very easy. Not much to say aside from this one where you race. It's a classic fly through the rings checkpoint style race, but it's the best version I've ever seen. The marker is only there to guide you, and it moves from each point to the next, so you see in advance where it's going. How annoying is it when you fly through a ring, then oops, next one is a sharp right turn. For such a small detail, this blew my soul.
It's gonna blow your soul.
We now have everything we need for our war campaign, and it appears Scientology was true, as there are many souls trapped underground, and if we entertain them, they'll give us energy to fight. This introduces the Action RTS section of the game. These towers give you resources to buy troops, and you direct these troops where to go and what to attack. Later, there'll be many towers you slowly take over as you expand your influence, so it's surprisingly functional as an RTS. The combat can be tricky as large numbers of ranged enemies will shred your health. You can't solo this. Directing the army is more important than whatever you're doing. We finally meet General Lionwhite, the human who works with the demons to keep other humans enslaved. He's into glam rock and is British. Like, we get it, he's evil. After our victory, Lars is confident enough to take us on the road to storm Lionwhite's keep. We get a cool escort mission with our giant tour bus, and boom, second big battle. The burden of carrying this entire revolution on our back finally gets to us.
My back! Edward!
Please don't use my legal name. Apparently back at the beginning of the game, those cultists poisoned us with turn you into demon poison, and we gained the amazing power of flight, making directing our troops way easier, as well as making it safer for us to dip into combat as you can just fly out of a bad situation now. Oilia seems to know more than she's letting on, and Letty did mention some issues with her. Not sure if that'll go anywhere. We recruit some bruisers and head to the Screaming Wall to gather giant speakers for our newest troop, the Roadies, who are siege units. This was the last thing we needed to max out Ophelia's social link, and we successfully brother zone Lars. Sorry, buddy. Man, we're feeling so good right now, and we're only a couple hours into the game, so it's not time for the dramatic setback yet. Nice. Oh no, they're playing Tag Team by Anvil? I gotta close my eyes and imagine I'm pulling off the most insane wrestling moves with a bro. Lion White is taunting us every step of the way. Specifically Lars, who takes this insult pretty harsh. Maintaining that hair and body must be crazy hard in this world, so I get it. Our final assault on Lion White takes a while, but never presented an issue. Lion White is crushed, and we set our sights on the demon pulling the strings, Doviculus. Unfortunately, he kind of calls our bluff on this and just shows up. He's mumbling about someone named Socoria, who seems awfully familiar. Lars is so full of confidence, he confronts oh, maybe not that close. Ah, dude! He was wielding a double-headed bident, and you walked right into double-headed bident range. Doviculus releases a lot of things we can't handle, and we gotta escape through the fire and flames. Yes, that's literal. Afterwards, Ed, Eddie, and Letty confront Oilia, who pulls the old, "I know all the evidence is pointing to me, but you gotta trust me." And Eddie pulls the old, "Well, can you tell me anything?" And she pulls the old, "No." Despite our relationship, we side with Letty and leave Oilia behind. Harsh, but fair. This is a just talk moment, but she's the one unwilling to talk. All we know is that her parents were crazy cultists, and we got ambushed pretty hard by Doviculus. We get a time skip for some reason, and suddenly a new faction has appeared, the Goth Kids. These enemies are more threatening, but we gain a new ally, Rob Halford of Judas Priest. Hey, I know it's 13 minutes long, but could you play Loch Ness? I'd really appreciate it. We discover the Poetry Club is being led by Oilia, who... Whoa, mama! She took the breakup pretty hard, so she went from heavy metal all the way to goth. Or black. Or death? It doesn't really matter. What's important is that now she looks like those girls I've always liked, but I look like this. Despite her being an antagonist, I am in. I immediately changed my costume to show I care about her interests, which include destroying a bridge we needed. She learned all of our roadie powers, so now she'll use them against us. It calls for a small detour, but we fix the bridge the old-fashioned way, letting us enter the jungle and get the crazy idea to try taming giant fire-breathing panther bears, who are a protected species. Oh, I am so glad I changed my costume. Look, I can blend in. I'll reason with them. You guys just stay frosty and... Damn it. I unlock a sacred altar to escape, instead revealing a mural. The paintings show Eddie's father also came to this world and was himself a black tear, same as Ophelia's parents. He didn't go crazy like the rest and is considered a hero, so Lita joins us to go defeat Oilia. No, not that Lita. Lita Ford of the Runaways. They made Cherry Bomb. That's one of my mom's favorite songs. We realized Doviculus caused a rift between humanity using the Black Tears Rebellion before, just like he's doing now. So we gotta go and mend our relationship for the good of the world. We arrive at the Sea of Black Tears and prepare for the showdown with Oilia. Lita shoots her shot curved! Kinda sad since I like Lita, but Eddie has other things on his mind. The smell of the sea makes us think of Oilia. This showdown has a large map and lots of stuff to talk about. First you claim some towers like normal, then you come to a bridge you can't pass because these towers damage anything that gets too close. This lets us utilize the final unit, the Rock Crusher. This has a special attack to trap and damage units or destroy buildings. So we'll try. So, can I breathe? Can I breathe? This part is a difficulty spike out of nowhere. These horsemen deal insane damage, and the towers melt you before you get close enough to aim properly. The range you can hit them from is only slightly longer than the range they kill you from, but that difficulty spike was hiding a secret. A larger difficulty spike behind it. With both towers destroyed, Oilia launches a massive assault and my entire army gets swept. There are units I've never seen and way more than you'd expect. I get pushed so far back, I can't even make new troops. At this point, they just spawn camp me until they win. Custom game over cutscene though. Now that was scary, but it's actually okay. On my second attempt, I just slowly back up and spam the Rock Crusher attack until the big units are dead. Now I sweep them. We prepare to confront Ophelia for a final battle, but get interrupted by Doviculus, who has some truth nukes for us. 1. We aren't in the past. Eddie has been laboring under the delusion that we're in an Army of Darkness situation, but this is Planet of the Apes. 2. Doviculus smelled Cicoria, but it wasn't Ophelia. It was us. Well, half of us. It's Eddie's mom. Our own mother was a demon and the previous ruler of these lands who traveled to the past to gather information on how to use music to harness power like the Titans. The Titans are a kind of progenitor race who harnessed power using heavy metal music and eventually ascended to godhood. And now that we've been sent from the past into the future, we brought that information with us, and now Doviculus has the knowledge and can rule even betterer than before. Now, let's take a pause here to point out, Ophelia's hair glitched out for this whole cutscene, kind of funny. Second, we need to digest just how much this information recontextualizes the entire story, and I want to assure you that this new information will go nowhere and will never be explained. Doviculus steals Ophelia's heart. And is evil, I guess, so final battle time. By the way, did I mention we're at the end of the story? Because this is when I realized we were almost done. Kinda snuck up on me. This battle is way more chaotic than Ophelia's, but isn't as overwhelming. There was actually a good back and forth. I was able to defend and come back from a bad position at one point. Despite it being so long, I had a lot of fun. Doviculus is voiced by Tim Curry, and he does the thing the entire fight.
You're very seductive. And I thought if you were the devil, I would pay to go to hell. I really would. Because you have...
The goal is to destroy these towers and drive our car through their eye to finish them. Also, I didn't know I could summon my car this whole time. Once victory is achieved, we pursue Doviculus, who got ready for date night a little too fast. Doviculus is the only melee boss fight in the entire game, and it surprisingly worked great. You fight, he summons ads, and you shock him to break chains and force him back into the arena. The stage starts going crazy with giant demon arms coming in from the sides. It's a good climax. Eddie decapitates Doviculus in the coolest way I've ever seen, then rips out his heart. I mean Ophelia's heart, which was the memento we gave her. Aww. Eddie dives into the sea of black tears and rescues the real Ophelia. Oh. I guess the goth version was an incarnation of her negative emotions? Disappointing, but fair. The two escape and start making out. They never reconciled, though. I get the black goop was affecting her, but they literally never say a word to each other for the rest of the game. We cut to a celebration to unveil the statue of our hero, Lars. Oh, that's nice. And special thanks to... Lita! Huh? The story falls back on Eddie being a roadie, being a supporting character, despite him clearly being the leader even when Lars was around. This ending is really weird. Eddie just leaves. Ophelia sheds a tear, so I guess they aren't together? But Eddie doesn't go home, he's stuck here. Why would he leave? The post-game is just to wander the open world, finish side quests, and I even found Ophelia, who only exists to make out. By the way, I'm the one spinning the camera. You can get up whenever, but I think I'm good here. So the ending is probably just to show Eddie is the hero of this world, but he'll never take the spotlight. Him and Ophelia are still a thing? That's nice. Good for them. Their relationship definitely suffers from the story being unfinished. According to rumors, Double Fine really wanted the story to be longer, so some important stuff had to be cut. Like, the whole reveal of Eddie's parents should have led to a lot more story between the main cast before we get ham-fisted into a post-game sandbox. I'm not upset though. You gotta recognize that creative projects have a main attraction and side attractions. This game's side attractions are a little light, but the main attraction was great. I'd say it's the metal experience, playing a game that invokes a metal song, playing the hero on the album cover. This game absolutely succeeds there. It would have been fine as just a hack and slash, but commanding a human resistance against hordes of demons while flying through the sky and summoning lightning, that's so much cooler. And getting industry experts is hard enough. Getting industry legends from a different industry must have taken a lot of effort. The lead on this game was Tim Schafer, who co-made the Monkey Island series and several other adventure games for LucasArts. He founded Double Fine to make Psychonauts and eventually Brütal Legend. This guy loves you. His entire resume is games that love the player. These games want to entertain you more than anything else. Brütal Legends has a lot going on, but it's easy. Difficulty is not the main attraction, it's about having fun listening to metal music. Every part of this game feels casual. I've never felt like I was hanging out with a game before. Maybe with Tony Hawk Underground 2, but I could get a beer with this game. I could watch a movie with it. Brütal Legends is my buddy. I'd probably like it more if the combat and RTS elements were more refined, but I'm happy with it as is. You don't judge your buddies. You just enjoy their company. While they're here. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed, a like and subscription mean a lot. And if you didn't enjoy, well, why the hell not? You better comment and tell me. Anyways, take care.